Moving to the debate on H.R. 9456, I would like to start by noting that Democrats, especially those serving on the Financial Services Committee, have a strong record of working with Republicans to counter threats from the People's Republic of China. In fact, just yesterday, the House passed 2 bills from our committee. Unfortunately, H.R. 9456 is not an example of that kind of bipartisanship. In fact, this bill undermines a bipartisan law that we passed just 6 months ago. Yes, it was 6 months ago that the House and Senate worked across the aisle and with Biden-Harris administration to pass legislation that would protect our national security from adversarial countries like China acquiring critical agricultural land in the United States. To help review foreign investments involving the U.S. agriculture, this bipartisan law added the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture to the Committee on Foreign Investments in the United States, or CFIUS, which is the interagency committee that determines whether a foreign investment in a United States company or asset could pose a threat to our national security. That law further codified reporting and coordination between the Secretary of Agriculture and CFIUS. I mention this law, Mr. Speaker, because I think my Republican colleagues have forgotten what we did only 6 months ago, and in their rush to pull together bills for the so-called China Week, they appear to have brought up a poorly drafted copy of legislation we already passed. However, in the frenzy to bring this bill to the floor, H.R. 9456 doesn't duplicate the law. Rather, it results in the Secretary of Agriculture having to report countless transactions to the committee that have nothing to do with our national security. Currently, the law provides to the Secretary of Agriculture the support of the United States intelligence community to identify those transactions that may pose a threat to our national security. Inexplicably, H.R. 9456 removes that intelligence community assistance, leaving the Secretary to guess which transactions might pose a threat to our national security. Further, unlike the law that was passed just 6 months ago, the bill broadens the scope from, quote, foreign governments and entities of concern, quote, to now include, quote, foreign persons, which means all individuals and entities of China, Russia, Iran, or North Korea. This means anyone with citizenship in those countries, including refugees or people who are here in the United States with green cards or other visas. The bill broad brush approach of targeting individuals from China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran amounts to just racial profiling. This bill's focus is similar to the restrictive, xenophobic real estate laws passed in a number of states, like Florida, where citizens of the same countries are banned from buying property, and which has resulted in numerous instances of discrimination. It is for this reason that this bill is opposed by the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, the National Iranian American Council, AAPI Hate, Asian Americans Advancing Justice, the National Council of Asian Pacific Americans, the Asian American Scholar Forum, and the American Civil Liberties Union. The Biden-Harris administration has also put out a statement of administration policy opposing the saying that it is, quote, inconsistent with CFIUS process and would not be implementable as drafted, end quote. Mr. Speaker, these deficiencies taken together, will divert precious resources from CFIUS, targeted national security reviews. This is a bad bill that harms the bipartisan work we already passed this year and will sow divisions among neighbors across America. For these reasons, I will vote no, and I reserve the balance of my time.